Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rob Orr, Vice President of B2B Samsung Mobile Europe.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Samsung Enterprise Mobility Media event. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Tonight, we will share the exciting new features and capabilities that we have added to the Samsung Knox platform. We will also share with you how we have evolved the Samsung Knox ecosystem. And we will share with you the momentum that we have made since the announcement at Mobile World Congress last year. Consumerization of technology and the continued growth of BYOD means that our efforts to secure the Android platform have never been more important. With Samsung Knox, we have given our customers the confidence to empower their employees with Samsung Galaxy devices running on the Android platform. Because of Samsung Knox, our devices can now be used in the most highly regulated and secure business environments. My first job this evening, and it's my honor to invite to the stage our President and CEO, Mr. J.K. Shin. Please give him a warm round of applause.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. I know there is a lot of news in Barcelona this week. I'm sure it is keeping you very busy today. So we appreciate your valuable time and attention tonight. What we will share with you today is important and very exciting. It demonstrates Samsung's continued progress in meeting the needs of our enterprise customers around the world. Samsung has a long history of bold investment in R&D. We understand how to set ambitious goals and meet them. We have been able to create important technology advances to influence the most forward-thinking industries. As a result of our commitment to constant innovation, we have been able to achieve the leading position in several categories, including smartphones. At each stage of our growth, we have added customers in new categories. To each of them, we have made the same promise of quality and dedication. Our customers and their needs have inspired us at every step. We introduced Samsung Knox here in Barcelona last year. At the time, we made the same commitment to our enterprise customers as we have made in every relationship over the last 20 years. We promise you constant innovation and quality inspired by real needs. Today, we will show you our commitment to the continuous evolution of Samsung Knox platform. Our goal with Knox is to help companies adopt mobility with confidence without compromising the user experience or their privacy. And we are continuing to invest in Knox development. We will keep working hard and listening to both our partners and customers. We will constantly enhance the Knox platform to meet their ever-changing needs. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your message, Mr. Shin. In a moment, I would like to ask you all to give a very warm welcome to the man who has been building Samsung Knox, and welcome Dr. In Jong Ri, who is the Senior Vice President of the Knox Business Group, to the stage. He and his team have spent the last 12 months night and day creating the platform, evolving the product offering, and most importantly, opening up and expanding the ecosystem. But first, here is a short video to take you through the product.
Next. What happens next? What does the future hold? Will you catch the next tide? In this gray chaos, there is a black and white solution that will secure your business as it rises to the next level. Introducing the evolved Samsung Knox. The enhanced mobile enterprise platform with hardware to software integrated security. Real-time monitoring and updates. Easy-to-use cloud-based manageability. And a one-stop shop for integrated business apps to increase productivity. With Samsung Knox, advancement is next. The next secure enterprise mobile platform, Samsung Knox.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senior Vice President, Dr. In-Jong Ri.
Welcome to the media event. Well, I'm so excited to be here. And I joined Samsung about 3 years ago. Before I joined Samsung, I was a university professor for about 15 years. And a lot of people ask me, this question: what does it feel like, working for industry after being in academia for 15 years? And for a change, I get to speak in front of so many media reporters, right? And that's the big change. And also, I express this excitement and also the challenge by saying it feels like jumping up, basically doing a bungee jumping, right? It's scary, but at the same time, it's very exciting, okay? But the problem is I'm still falling, right? Right, so the theme of tonight's presentation is the Knox evolution, okay? Knox was first started around November of 2011, I think. And that was when the first Knox team was born. It was started off with 10 people. And then we were working, growing our team and working. And then it was the last year, 1 year, just right here, we were making Knox announcement. It was not until October of last year, after 8 months period since the announcement, we have first Knox devices in the market, Galaxy S4 and Note 3 with the Android 4.3 upgrades. Over that 8 months period, we've been working very hard, tinkering the solutions, and then doing a lot of customer trials, and listening to the customer feedback, and doing a lot of enhancement. And then we have finally the product out in October. Since October, we have 5 months passed, right? Over that 5 months period, there's so much momentum we actually built. Let me share some of this momentum with you tonight. Okay. We have 25 million Knox embedded device in the market already. As of last month, we have over 1 million user activation of Knox. Isn't that great? That's like 7,000 activations per day. That's like 5 activation per minute. I spent 2 minutes, there's already 10 activations. Some of you are already activating right now, right? We started off with 2 carriers. One is Genai, New Zealand, and Bell Canada as a first carrier reseller. Now we have more than 42 carriers around the world have signed up to resell Samsung Knox. We've been working very hard over the last 5 months. We have more than 10 Knox device models in more than 200 countries around the world. Having just one model, model is really challenging enough, but having 10 models over the 5 months is really tremendous amount of work done by my engineers. I have more than 2,000 engineers dedicated on the Knox project, working day and night. I always joke about this, and if I really count how much coffee we drank over that two-year period, that goes probably 200,000 liters of coffee. That's the size of the 3 swimming pools. Right. Well, if you think about the amount of pizza, I'm not going to go there, but right. So that's really the momentum we are actually building right now. Our partners and customers are truly global. And there are a lot of customers we have, especially on the regulated industry. So let's hear from some of their views.
What you really have to have is an architecture and a structure that's going to accommodate change in the marketplace, changes to operating systems, new applications coming out, and new devices coming out. It's really all about having an architecture that actually embraces change.
You need a framework and a solution that looks at each one of those elements, everything from devices to OS to firmware, even kernels, all the way out to applications, and make sure you have things like application wrappers or containers, and make sure there's a good integration for things like single sign-on, and make sure that whole spectrum is addressed.
One item I absolutely believe is a must-have is well-engineered security. And what I mean by well-engineered security is security that's designed from the hardware layer up.
The use of the mobile itself becomes more important than using the computer or the PC. So we can say the bad guys is focusing more on the mobility rather than the PC nowadays.
I think it's to Samsung's credit that they make their products, their capabilities available to other third parties, potential partners like ourselves, and that they're transparent and candid in the capability and feature set of those products.
Samsung is the volume leader in smartphones and tablets worldwide. And they are not only a leader from a volume point of view, but we also think about them as a leader from a thought leadership point of view. The products that they're bringing, the robustness of those products. We have one company that's working with them on some really interesting technologies, both in securing the information, another company that's working with them on physical touch security. We're seeing a lot of our portfolio companies work with Samsung. They're clearly the leader worldwide.
So the views of our customers and partners really make our product perfect today. So that's the momentum we are currently building. Let us share with you some of our evolutions we have made so far. I'm going to bring to the stage the Senior Director in Knox Product Management, Jeff Malls, and he's going to tell us about the story of Knox evolution.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. So the theme of today, as you already heard, is the evolution of Knox. So what I'm going to talk about here in just 3 or 4 minutes' time is quickly what the plan was, how we got the product to where it is today, sort of what the core essential elements of it are, a few of the highlights of the new features, and we'll move on from there. So let's jump right in. The original plan for Knox had a bunch of parts to it. The very first one was the team had to create a core security platform. You heard the customers talk about it. That core security platform is the basis, the foundation upon which everything else would be built. This is the product that's already shipping today out in the field. This is the product that earned the STIG DoD certification in the middle of last year. But we knew that wouldn't be the end of it. When we built the team and challenged the team, we knew we would have to continue to evolve the capabilities of the product, to meet the needs of the enterprises as they changed. We knew that we'd have to build a responsive platform that could adapt to the ever-changing threat landscape. The fourth one there, authoritative. We knew that Samsung would have to develop and establish itself as an authoritative expert in mobile security. So we really approached that two ways. One is through submitting our products and our services to independent compliance. And the second one is to go after the toughest customers. Those are the ones that are most security sensitive, which are primarily government and financial sector. And then the last one there, engaging the ecosystem, being collaborative. We recognize right from the beginning that all of the enterprise customers out there already have existing infrastructure and relationships with various kinds of security elements. That's VPNs and device management, things like that, smart cards. So we knew we couldn't rebuild all of that stuff and convince customers to change everything they're already doing. So we knew we would have to engage those guys. So let's start back here at the beginning and just hit a few of the highlights of what the core of Knox started out as and continues to be today. So real simple diagram. I won't get too wonky here. We're going to start out looking at Trust Zone. So Trust Zone is really a hardware-protected, secure execution environment. It really does two things, pretty much just two things really well. One is it provides storage for critical secure data like certificates or cryptographic keys. In our case, it's device-unique cryptographic keys. And the other thing it does really well is it offers this secure execution environment for very narrowly targeted, trusted modules to do security-related processing. Now, on the processing side, probably the most significant thing that our platform uses that for is this module here called TEMA. TEMA really has just one purpose in life, and that is to ensure that the core platform itself, that is the bootstrap software and the kernel software, they remain intact and they are unmodified. So what TEMA will do is it does boot time checks and runtime checks to make sure that's the case. And if it's not the case, then TEMA goes and does really three things. First thing it does is it locks down all of the secure storage and trust zones. So none of the keys can come out, none of the certificates come out, none of those security activities can proceed. Second thing it does is it locks down all of the containers. So if there's any enterprise data, any enterprise applications, they're locked down and all of the enterprise data is secured. And then the third thing it does is it blows a fuse. And we basically have something called a tamper bit on the device. And that's set by TEMA inside of Trust Zone that cannot be fixed through software. That represents then the state that proves that at some point the TEMA has detected that either there was some kind of compromise of the system or some kind of attempt to compromise the system. So thereafter, that bit can be used by other parts of the security framework to inform how they behave in light of a compromise. Three of these things together, that is the device unique IDs, the device unique keys here, TEMA itself, and the security fuse, together make up something we call the hardware root of trust. And it's this hardware root of trust that's the crucial piece. One of the guys in the customer video mentioned that. This is the essential element that pretty much everything else above it relies. I'm going to just hit the highlights of a couple of them because we only have a few minutes to talk about these things. The first one is SE for Android. So SE for Android is a feature that imposes mandatory access control on applications that run in Knox. So that means it regulates, how they can access or not access various resources on the device. Second one we want to mention here is Knox Android Framework. Now this is a short little phrase for a whole lot of stuff. It's like 1,000 APIs and several hundred policies that the enterprise can manage related to the device behavior for security. And then another key one up there, probably the one that most people understand the best, is the Knox container. So the container, this is the feature that allows the end user to have this dual persona kind of device. That is, his apps and data from his work life are completely isolated from the apps and data from his personal life. So all of this stuff together is what we refer to as the Knox platform. And this is, the sort of more graphical representation of what I mentioned before as the thing that got the STIG DoD compliance in the middle of last year. So I have here one more sort of confusing looking slide, but I'm going to go through it really, really quickly. Everything from here up to here we've already talked about. So all of that stuff is details of the product as it's shipping today. There are even a lot more than that. But I just want to focus here on this part we're calling the future. This is the set of features we're announcing in our latest version of Knox. I'm only going to mention 3 of them here today. The first one, not even listed, is two-factor authentication. This is something lots of customers have been asking for. And if you saw the Galaxy S5 launch yesterday, you learned that it had a fingerprint peripheral on there. So now that Knox supports two-factor authentication, that fingerprint method can be used immediately with all of the security features of Knox. The second thing I want to mention is over here in the middle is certificate management. So just like we have the capability of managing cryptographic keys and storing them and processing them in the trust zone like I described before, we've now moved all of that processing and storage for certificates as well into trust zone. These two things together are really important. The two-factor authentication along with certificate management allow an end user or an enterprise to use the entire device effectively as a smart card to authenticate either the device or the end user with various kinds of enterprise cloud services or hosted services. And then finally, I want to mention enhanced container way down there at the end. 2 things we want to mention about that today. The first one is really big. Everyone likes this one. In the new version of the Knox container, it is no longer necessary to wrap the applications. Applications just in their standard Android applications can now run in the Knox container. This is a huge, huge thing. This means that enterprises now have faster access to more applications as they come to market, and it's also great for developers of those applications because now they no longer have to go through all of this process to ensure that they meet some kind of wrapping criteria or something, and they get to market faster too. So that's win-win for everyone. So a lot more features, and In-Jung will talk about a few more, but I just want to point out, so we've gone through this evolution, all of the core platform, an evolution of new features for this go-around, more security, more features, more usability. And then before we move on, I just have to acknowledge all of the guys in the background, all of the people that are doing all of this work. In-Jung mentioned there were some 2,000 people involved in all of this activity over the last 12 months. And they need to be mentioned here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to watch a video, and we're going to introduce you to a few of them and some comments they have about their experience working on this next version of the Knox product.
Ever since I started working on Knox, I and my colleagues have been thinking, how can we deliver a secure system for the enterprise customers? So at that time, there are a lot of effort in providing antivirus solution and patching applications, creating containers, so on and so forth. But when we look at this problem, we felt in order to build a truly secure solution, we really need to build things from ground up.
Samsung Knox provides a secure framework for enterprises to manage the devices. We provide licenses to enable selective set of services or the entire services based on the kind of license which is procured.
It brings a lot of new solutions Like they have like better portals to manage their devices for IT administrator, and also for employees, they have less concerns of how they push the apps to their devices, and then it's so behind the scenes, they don't need to worry about that at all.
That's the big difference now, that if I was a small business, I'd be able to come to Samsung and set up my employees and then actually get apps for them, manage the apps, and be able to basically run all of that IT on the phones for them.
And actually, if you think about this, it's fantastic because you can have one device for personal usage and your work.
We are facing change every day because of the product evolves very rapidly, so we need to catch up with that. It's very exciting to us as well.
I feel really proud of the product that we have because what customers are asking is what we're delivering.
And we're delivering not only the project on time, and we're just trying to bring the company on the next level.
So this reminded me many, sleepless nights. Actually, I was joking to my colleagues, you see this, I have a cluster of gray hair here. Actually, this is due to one feature in Knox. So we are the first that is trying to leverage hardware capabilities to protect the system. Being the first means we have to conquer many challenges that other people have not even encountered before. So that gives us more problems, but at the same time, I think our engineers are very proud that they were able to overcome these challenges and eventually deliver the solution.
Those are our engineers, and there's the heroes behind the scene, and because of their dedication, today we have this exceptional product. Let's give them a round of applause. Before we know it, Peng's hair is going to be all gray because adding one more features is going to have one more stage of gray hairs, right? So, yeah, but that's it's about we just talked about a lot of the security features we added, and that one of the things that was not mentioned was that we now actually support not only our native container with all the security properties of hardware security. Now we support third-party container with the same security guarantees. Like we support, good technology container, and that's a good example. And also the, mobile item and Fixmo. And we actually expose our APIs and create separate trusted domain for these containers so that they can actually get all that hardware, deeply vaulted the security features, and then we actually store their encryption key inside the trust zone and so forth. So all the, good customers will be having, enjoying all that security features we are providing. So that's so much about the security, and security is so boring. I mean, that's why I asked, Jeff to come up here and to talk about it, and just. And one of the comments is that he's the geekiest looking guy in my team, so right. So that fits the bill, right? Anyway, so that's I saved the best for the last so that I can announce this thing. Tonight I'm going to announce 2 new products. Okay. So far I just talked about we just talked about the enhancements and increasing the power and new features and things like that. Now we're going to talk about new 2 products. These 2 products are designed to better serve the needs of small and medium-sized business who do not necessarily have IT department or IT managers, and they are just the business owners, right? And sometimes they act like IT admin. And the size of this market for the SMBs is actually growing really rapidly. And their needs for the security is also increasingly growing. Their needs are, in fact, fairly simple. They just want to use the tools and services to get more customers. They want to manage their customers. They want to manage their expenses and money. They want to make sure the delivery of their services and products and goods are done according to their plan. They want to do all of this in a secure manner. But because they don't have an IT department, right, they cannot spend all that time doing the installing server and provisioning, all that stuff. It's too complicated for them. They just wanted to use, okay, just 15 minutes, boom, you go, right? And I have services. That really calls for cloud-based services. Our first product is called Knox EMM, Enterprise Mobility Management. Knox EMM is, although it sounds like a lot of words, it is in fact cloud-based mobile device management with identity access management. It's so simple to use. Enrollment process is really, it's just a few clicks, 10 minutes, you already have out-of-box Samsung device. You can manage this device today. That's the service we provide to all our customers. Also, you can be rest assured. This is not only going to manage Samsung device, it's going to manage devices from other manufacturers too. It is integrated with all this Active Directory and cloud-based Active Directory. And also, you can have your own cloud directory. And then nicely integrated with single sign-on capability. Next product is called Knox Marketplace. Knox Marketplace is one-stop shop for all the cloud-based SaaS applications and services, including CRM, productivity suites, business intelligence applications. A lot of them these days are cloud-based. And many of business owners like cloud-based solutions today. But today, they have to buy these services from many different places. They have to do their own integrations, but which cannot be afforded by small and medium-sized business owners. What we actually provide is this one-stop location where they can buy and provision these services with ease. Very easy transactions. And good thing about this one is it's integrated with a single sign-on too, with identity federations that's provided through Active Directory. And our EMM and Marketplace will be already single sign-on. But the best thing is all the applications you buy from our marketplaces already integrated with single sign-on capability. So when you buy a service, then you don't have to do anything. The employees, no registration, no sign-in, just click on it. It goes into the service right away. Let's give you a little bit of a demonstration of that, the marketplace services. Here's showing a demonstration video. And actually showing the marketplace, actually, the IT admin browsing through the services and applications. It's actually looking at the, this collaboration and file sharing the category, and it just picked the, box applications there. Okay. So now you actually picked one of the, the product option, and then it actually integrated with the volume, purchasing capability. You just bought 10 copies. And then that finishes his transaction. The nice thing about this one is that once he finishes his transaction, he can actually go back to his admin console, can actually see all the applications he actually purchased. And then not only that, he can actually assign those services to all the employees that he has through Active Directory. So now it's going to see that. So assigning the apps to the users, it's going to click on the box, look for box, click. And then it's actually Active Directory here, and you're looking for an employee named Alice, and click on that. And then save change. As soon as that save changes happen, on Alice's smartphone, inside the Knox container, the box application automatically shows up. So let's look at that in the here. What you're looking at is this Node 3 with our new Knox container in there. So, sometimes actually when I demonstrate this container stuff, I mean, they sometimes mistake, container is everything about Knox. It's not that. I mean, containers is the only thing you can visually see. I mean, it's really hard to show a security. If you start seeing security, there's something wrong with that, right? So that's, we're doing a good job with that, So anyway, so here's we are in the personal area, persona. There's all the applications you download. You might actually mistakenly download malwares and so forth. And there's a little area called here, and you can see that's called Knox. If you click on it, it takes you into a different persona. That's an enterprise persona. There, it's in the world, all these applications is approved by the ITUs. All the data inside is actually currently protected from the access from the outside. So we just saw on the marketplace, right, the IT admin provision assigned the box application. So let's go to web app. You already see box application. So now, as I promised you, as Alice is just simply click on this box application, and it does not even ask for the registration, does not ask for any sign-in. It automatically goes into the her box account. Now, you can see that. Isn't that nice? I need some. So you name it, any application and service you buy, automatically nicely tied together with a single sign-on capability. And that's the capability we provide through these nice integrations, right? So while I'm at it, I'm going to just demonstrate some of the other container features that Jeff actually talked about earlier, right? So I'm going to show you some of this data separation stuff, in case you have not seen this earlier. So you can actually go between Knox container and personal. So you're going to the Knox, and the personal is clicking on this one. Transition is really fast here, okay? And also, if you go to the gallery here, and it's just showing all the pictures you have taken, and that's for the enterprise pictures, right? And so if you actually go here, click here, and the guy with the blue shirts, that was me before I started working on Knox. I was tempted to say she's my wife, but I can't go that far, but it's just, right? So if you go to outside the container, and in the personal mode, if you're gallery, you're going to see a completely different picture. That's just showing the separation between two worlds, okay? And if you do here, and then go to calendar, you're going to see all the enterprise calendar items. Okay. So one of the features that was actually really touted as a really great feature is that we removed all that application wrapping process. So I'm going to demonstrate tonight an ability to instantly containerize an application installed in the personal space. Only those applications approved by IT managers. So the way it works is that you click on the Knox setting, go to Application Manager, and it sees all the application IT manager approved, but it's actually stored on the personal space. Okay? So what I will do is I will take the go to meeting, and I'm going to install it. Once I install it, and I see it here, instantly containerized. This removes a lot of hassle. I mean, just simply drag and drop, and you have this instant, application wrapping capability in there. No change in the binary, no change in the icon and whatsoever. You can even support Google application inside, the Gmail and everything. Okay? That really expands the horizon of the application ecosystem we have. That's for the native application. But combined with our cloud application running in the marketplace. This is going to be really powerful message. Okay. Oh, there's one more thing. Some people like this complete separation of user experience. One persona for personal, one persona for enterprise, right? And people like me, I don't like this, just abrupt change of all the user experience. I like to stay in my personal space, but still like to utilize the containerized application. Okay? For that, I have this type of container now. This is our new container. Coming in and out of it is very, very simple and lightweight. It's amazingly simple, so you don't have to really change your user experience. It actually flows right with your actual personal user experience as it is. Okay? So that's really what we can actually demonstrate with the 2.0 Knox container capability. Okay? To summarize, we have this full suite of solutions. Can you turn on the light, please? We have full suite of solutions today. One is secure platform, the device itself, with a lot of the security features. We just talk about the certificate management. We can even use this device for smart card and the smart card reader. I mean, you can think about carrying a smart card reader, and to do something, that's a lot of overhead, right? We got rid of all of that. Okay? All the capability now stored in Trust Zone is very secure right now. A third-party container support and all of that. And then we have this cloud-based MDM solutions for the SMBs. Along with that, we have this enterprise app store, application store for cloud SaaS applications. We nicely tie them together with a single sign-on integrations. That's what we actually give to you as our next evolution of Knox. Tonight, I want to end this presentation with this one message. This is our commitment to you, to our customer and partner, that we continue to evolve our product called Knox. There's no stopping from now. When you buy our product, you're not just buying our product. You're buying the future we promised to you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. So on behalf of Samsung and the entire Knox team, I want to echo the sentiments that were expressed by our President and CEO, Mr. J.K. Shin, and thank you sincerely for taking the time to be with us in a busy week in Barcelona. I'd also like to extend my thanks on behalf of all of you to Dr. In Jung Ri and Jeff Moles for their content tonight. So, as I said, we know this is a busy week for you all, and again, we're grateful that you're here. We do have a dinner, which is straight through the doors at the back, and you'll get a chance to interact with our Knox team and the PR team to confirm some of the announcements that you've heard this evening. Thank you again, and enjoy the rest of the evening.